What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. So I got a new project. My brother bought this house. Huge. Look at the size of this monster. Right? Look at this big sucker. So spent a couple days and got some supplies. Some new pergo flooring and some other stuff. And he bought it as a fixer-upper, which he's got the right brother for the deal. But it's huge. Got a big intermediate room. I guess you'd call it a mud room. Huge. And you got a living room. Big living room. And we're going to put new carpet in here. And redo the walls in here. And then all new flooring in here. This guy was an artist. Pretty cool art, I thought. And then I gotta fix some electrical stuff there. But anyway, lay new flooring in here. I'm just showing you the before. All new carpet in here. Gotta do all new carpet in here. And then we're gonna lay all new flooring in there. All new cabinets. Brand new countertop. I'm just showing you guys this ahead of time because I'll do another video when we're all done. And so I'm gonna rebuild this. Redo the bathroom, new shower, new toilet, new washer and dryer. The whole works in here. Because, you know, somebody didn't take care of the house. But my brother got it for a good price, so. Man, there's that art everywhere. And then in here, what happened was, down below, some of the blocks had shifted off somehow. The end of this caboose, and you can see how it dropped down over there. Dropped down about an inch and a half, somewhere around there. You can see it all the way around. So we're gonna get this carpet up out of here. I'm gonna jack it up, take a look underneath, make sure there's nothing rotted, and then I'm gonna redo this whole floor and then put pergo in here. This is my brother's room. And then redo all this. He's going to have to get new blinds for everything later on. But it's beautiful. Knotty pine. Beautiful stuff. Today, that stuff's expensive. So, yeah. And then he's got some deck stuff to do. You know, little things. He was a little bit worried, you know. Got a brand new big old hot water heater. Gem hot water heater. So he's good there. You know, there's lots of little nits and pits. I mean, if you guys ever fixed up a house before when you bought it, there's always a lot of stuff to do, you know. And it can become overwhelming for some people. You know, I did this stuff for years. You know, I've been retired for years from doing it, but look at that knotty pine. How beautiful that is. Yeah, I've been retired from, you know, carpentry work for years. But I used to do it all the time. But, you know, the big brother comes out of retirement for a little bit to help his little brother. So, it ought to look pretty nice when we get done. He just gets a little overwhelmed because it's his first house, you know. So, big brother steps up, right? Yeah, it takes a lot. You know, people say, oh, you know, well, you know, oh, this is work. Well, the older you get and the more your body hurts, you know, I can only work for so many hours a day. Plus, you know, I have my ministry stuff to do. But, you know, we'll get it knocked out. I'll get him in here before the end of the month. It just takes time, you know. That's the big thing. And you got to know what you're doing. It'll take you 5 times longer to do anything if you don't know what you're doing. But when you do, you know where to start, you know. One room at a time, knock the room out, finish that room, move to the next room, you know. That's just the way it is when you're doing, you know, refabs. I've done enough of them, a lot of them. I don't even know how many to tell you, to be honest. At least over 100, I know that. And so, you know, I'll make him a nice home. I think he'll be happy with it, you know. The great thing about this whole place is this big garage. I mean, it's almost 13 feet to the top of that ceiling, right? So this is huge. And the unique thing about all of this is there is like plugs everywhere. And there's two 220 outlets. Well, actually, I think there's 3 220 hookups in this monster. So like I told him, I said, hey, you know, later on, when you get older, get into retirement or something like that, you want to do some welding or something out of your own home, you can. You know, it won't be that hard. I think, you know, it's a great little place for him. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of work to do. But, you know, most of this stuff here is overtime, you know. But once it's all fixed, he'll be happy. It's just initially it's kind of, you know, a lot of work. But I guess what is it that they say? Anything worth having is worth working for. So anyway, I wanted to do a little short video and tell you, you know, what I'm up to. I'll be up to for a while. Try to get this knocked out. And then I can go back to my little projects that I'm trying to do. But this is I mean, for somebody who don't know what they're doing, it would take them about 3 months to get in here. Easy. And I'm not, you know, patting my own back, but, you know, I just know what to do. I know how to do it, and I have the tools to do it. And that's the key. Knowing how to do it and having the tools, you know. Never take on a project like this unless you have 3 things. You have the money, you have the tools, and you have the know-how. Because if you don't even take it on. It'll be nothing but a headache. You'll run into all kinds of problems or spend kind of money that you shouldn't have spent. And it just gets crazy. So, all right, guys. Just wanted to give a shout out to you. Say hi. Show you what kind of project I'm up to. Take care. God bless. This is Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here.